armillary sphere was used consistently by the Portuguese when exploring the world. It is one of the oldest astronomical instruments in the world, with its origins going back to ancient Greece and China. It modeled celestial bodies in the sky through a spherical framework of rings. There are two basic types of armillary sphere: Ptolemaic, with the Earth at its center, and later the Copernican, with the Sun at its center. Here you can see an armillary sphere model next to the monument to the discoveries. The armillary sphere allowed for more precise navigation, which was key in the exploration of uncharted oceans. It is featured on the Portuguese flag because of its vital role as a navigational tool in the Age of Discovery. The mariner's astrolabe was another tool utilized by the Portuguese. It measures the sun's noon altitude, or the meridian altitude, of a star of a known declination to determine the latitude of a ship at sea. Portuguese explorers who were accustomed to using the North Star or Polaris to find their way also used this tool when they dipped close enough to the equator that Polaris was no longer visible. Around 1435, mariners began to utilize astronomical information, which made it easier to chart a course in unexplored open water as well as navigating their way home. Portuguese mariners were advanced at drawing maps. King Manuel I prohibited the sales of Portuguese navigation maps outside of Portugal, giving only Portuguese explorers advanced knowledge of their expeditions. The Cantino planisphere, dated 1502, depicts what the Portuguese knew of the world after their voyages in the 15th century to the Americas, Africa, and India. It isn't known who created this map, but we do know that it was made in Lisbon. Portugal's geographical location was well suited to maritime exploration, perhaps more so than other European countries. Its position in southwest Europe, and more importantly, on the Atlantic coast, gave it easy access to oceanic pathways to discover new parts of the world. As Portugal expanded its empire, it established forts, colonies, and commercial trading outposts along the African, South American, and southeastern Asia coastal areas. Its sailing fleets transported cargo, soldiers, merchants, and missionaries across the globe. Portugal's efforts linked Europe to other continents, establishing navigational, geographical, political, and cultural relationships that endured for centuries.